What stopped you from committing suicide? I just didn't die. I guess I did commit suicide. It didn't work. I'm very resilient to alcohol and Ativan apparently. The occasional happiness I feel proves that my brain can still find silly meaning in this meaningless world. Purpose outside of myself and trying to figure out how to be useful on this planet. My kids. Fear of fucking it up and instead crippling myself/turning into a vegetable. That and leaving someone to have to deal with the mess I leave behind. BTW, I want to share with people that suicide isn't always depression, sometimes it's mania. The closest I ever got to suicide I was so manic/happy, I thought life was good as it ever would be, I was so grateful, and was afraid of relapsing into the bad/depression/anxiety state I was normally in. When people say, he seemed so happy, we had no idea. This may be the reason why, manic and sure suicide was the right thing to do. Another counterintuitive situation, it's very common for people dying of a chronic illness to suddenly get better for about a week, being able to see and entertain family and friends, and then passing immediately after. This often gets the response, he was doing so much better. It was a shock when he passed last week. I don't trust anyone to look after my dogs. Little sister, 4, came just to hug me when I was about to do it. I am an only son. If I die, depression would kill my mother not long after. That's my thought process whenever I have suicidal thoughts. Whenever I'm heavily depressed, that's one of the first thoughts that helps me to get out of it. But yeah, if I'm ever old enough to not have living parents, and no other reason to live like a partner, a fulfilling career, etc., I guess nothing would stop me from doing it. It's either that or turn to paganism. After some really dark years of being betrayed by 3 parental figures, it left a really bad impact on my mental health. I decided to turn towards spirituality and eventually meet my spirit guide. He's a 5'5" armor-clad guy. He does nice things for me and helped me improve myself a lot. Whenever I'm suicidal, it's very hard for me to reach out to him or anyone because I usually want to be alone. Bad move on my part. And when I do try to carry it out, usually I wouldn't hear him talking, but I would see his hands trying to stop my hands from doing whatever method of suicide I was about to do, and usually me seeing his hands is enough for me to stop and calm down. He's the realest friend I have. You have to forget you didn't choose it and just love it all the same. Forget for a while. Not everything bad is scary forever. 1. Don't want to make my mom sad too. There is a lot of sex stuff I haven't tried or even discovered. 3. Must outlive those who dislike me. The void will get to have me eventually, but for now it will have to wait. Met this girl online whom I used to play with. We would hang out and chill on Discord daily. Gave me a reason to look forward to another day alive. We've dropped contact some time ago because I'm fucked in the head, but she really did save me without ever knowing. Beauty inherent to anything and everything. Also scrambled eggs with potatoes. Also toast with cheese. My dog literally came and gave me kisses and crawled in my arms and bugged me all while I had the gun pointed at my head, bawling my eyes out. I just couldn't do it. He showed me love and it just made me come to my senses. My parents, my elderly aunts, and my niece and nephew. I couldn't put my elders through burying me, and I couldn't destroy the amazing relationship I have with my niece and nephew. Friend beat me to it, made me really stop and think. Lack of a good way to do it. Didn't have a gun at the time and everything else sounded messy, painful, or easy to screw up. Eventually got therapy and Zoloft. Well, I'm gonna cry reading these. Goth girl pussy. Mom found my rope. Somehow instead of growing closer after she saved my life, we grew further apart, so that's interesting. Not being suicidal and loving life, even if it sucks sometimes. My mom was still alive when I was ready to do it. I couldn't imagine putting her through that. I had made a promise I would wait until she passed away. She is still alive. I'm not depressed anymore. Seeing the pain it caused when a childhood friend decided to end his life. The trauma it caused with his family, friends, and even people we haven't seen in decades were affected. No matter how much pain I may need in would never compare to the pain they went through and stood through it all. My family, it would probably destroy them, and I wouldn't want to put them through that. If not for them, there isn't anything keeping me here. No spouse, no kids, no pets. I hate my job, I'm living in constant pain with no sign of it stopping. I feel as if my existence is pointless. But I will just keep moving along, until the call of the void wins or whatever. Nothing. I owed Ed and was telling everyone goodbye, and then my partner called me and wouldn't let me go to sleep. When feeling sleepy they'd scream at me to wake up, so nothing stopped me, but they physically wouldn't let me go. Hatred. After feeling like I'd better be off dead, I was sick of just feeling that way. I needed change, and that change was either to end it all or to never give up. I thought long and hard about what made me feel the way I did. Jackasses at school, the way the school system didn't support my needs for learning, my parents not supporting me, my dad beating me as a kid, I could go on. After thinking about what made my life miserable, I realized that a lot of the things that made me feel like a waste of oxygen were things I had internalized because nobody ever gave me the care, love or support I needed. I started to resent the world and the people around me, and out of sheer hatred and spite I'm still here. This was 10 years ago. I've gone through therapy and have worked a lot on myself in those years, so to anyone who thinks they're just a waste of space, you are not. You deserve more than what you get. With perseverance it gets better. Keep on trucking, the journey will be worth it in the end. My mom. I just couldn't do that to her. Horses. The rope broke under my weight. Traffic. I got distracted by a banana. Knowing that in one day everything can change. Eventually it did. I saw a meme that said the girl from 13 Reasons was a weak bitch, cause whoever made the meme had 97 reasons and was still going. Make me scared that people would call me a weak bitch, so here I am. After a few failed attempts, that meme was the only medication I needed. Who knew? I got scared. Decided that the familiarity of living was better than the roulette of what comes after. Not a very happy answer. Cowardice. Jesus. Seriously. He appeared just when I figured out how to kill myself. There's more to life, and I will not let the chance get away from mine. The thought of my parents grieving. I was gonna jump off, but then I didn't, cause I thought life still had a chance to get better. My ADHD, I couldn't focus long enough on the project to actually do it. So many other people I know are mentally unstable, and I don't want to cause them more damage. Mr. Incredible. He ruined my death. For a while when I was younger I've thought about it, especially during bad times, which I believe a lot of people probably have. Eventually I moved and stopped having as many depression episodes. Every so often I still get them, but the thing that really made me confused is that people for some odd reason genuinely like me or want to be my friend, etc. I can't let people lose me, even though most of the time I find myself really annoying and can't stand myself at times. It's a genuine question I ask myself often: why do people like me? Though I'll never get an answer I genuinely agree with. I always tell myself I will do it later. The fact I had a band concert to play at later that day. I guess my inner performer is stronger than my mental demons. Nothing. I just failed. Woke up in a hospital, decided it was dumb and I'd rather be alive, no matter how hard life gets. Here we are 6 years later. My dog, I got worried no one would look after him. The fear of ending up in more pain if I failed. Music. My father was a musician, rapper, but he killed himself. I always blamed that shit on myself, and I still kinda do. But one night I was standing in my bathroom ready to take about 25 Xanax bars and end it all because my thoughts were my dad killed himself, BC of me, cuss I was never there. Before I do it, I remember and hear the lyrics to Will He by Joji. That song right there made me cry like a bitch multiple times. Right then and there I promised to not do stupid shit like that again, and I felt better ever since. Can't die before my enemies. F that. My cat, but she doesn't have much time left. My husband was home unexpectedly the last time I contemplated. My little brother, I couldn't leave him alone in life. The thought that I would probably fuck it up and just really hurt myself. My mum, don't want to make her sad. I've just felt too reliably apathetic up until now to make it happen. Knowing that my kids would stay with my ex-husband if I died, I started taking money out when I went to stores, cash back here and there. When I had enough saved, I left and filed for divorce. He was dragging himself down being an alcoholic, and I was letting his thoughts and feelings get to me. I had to leave. It wasn't healthy for me to always be mad and sad that my kids saw me angry all the time. Best decision I've made. Would have ruined my mother's life.